Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I have here for you today in this reaction video is a musty back heifer who has reached her 50s. She is in her 50s and she wants to complain and tell you how difficult it is for a musty back heifer to find a man. So what we're gonna do, use this one clip out of Fair Use. This is an educational video educating you that it's harder for women to date in their 50s. And it's all because there was a younger musty back heifer when they was younger. All right, let me go ahead and get this started for you, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second, and we about to pull it up for you.
So I have decided to give up on pursuing relationships. And the reason why I've decided this is, oh my God, not a whole bunch of them, but there's a few reasons. One is that I'm in my 50s.
Damn.
And I find that for me, 50s is the invisible age when it comes to women. This is just my...
Now, what she mean is, ladies, the invisible age means that nobody is checking for you no more. Nobody's looking at you no more. You have aged out the dating game. Any woman, I'm just being honest with you, my most humble opinion, especially black, if you're in your 50s, your choices in men have slimmed down to the point where you can barely find one. Because one of the reasons why it's going to be difficult for you to find a man, because you're already set in your ways, for one thing. You already have your personality. You're already going to feel as if you work so hard to get to where you are in life right now, in your 50s. Now, not all women in their 50s are out of shape, but the majority of women who are in their 50s are out of shape. And you're going to be competing against a good-looking young tender in her 20s. All her curves are there. Everything is right. And then you're going to have to look at yourself with your stretch marks, your cellulite, your little C-section cut mark, all the stuff you got going on. And then you add in a couple of children like that. You are more than just aged out of the dating game. You have damaged yourself out of the dating game. You have damaged your possibility of getting a man. I'll be honest with you. You're overweight, you're old, and you have children. It's going to be harder for you. See, ladies, this is what I'm going to tell these people out here. When a woman's in her 50s, this is where she most likely will forever be the forever girlfriend, the forever side chick, the forever piece of ass. The only way a woman can overcome that is if she is extremely, extremely feminine towards a man. If she really chooses to be on a man program, on the things that he does, if she chooses to cooperate with that man's mission, then she has a greater chance of possibly getting into a relationship. But when you are an overweight heifer, you old, you got so many miles on your vajayjay now, and don't think, gentlemen, that a woman at 50 never had any chances of a good man coming her way. Most time women who are in their 50s, if they are not a widow, if they are not a divorcee, if they have not been married, it's because they played games in their youth. Let's keep going.
It's my viewpoint and seems like my experience. And it seemed like men in their 50s want to date women in their 40s, and men in their 40s want to date women in their 40s and 30s and 20s. And the same thing with men in their 50s, but nobody touches 50s for women.
The wall is undefeated.
Like, we're done for. And of course we're not, but you know, society, you know how that works, right? And so I was on a dating app and I realized that the men who were attracted to me, I wasn't attracted to them, and the men who I was attracted to were not attracted to me.
Rejected.
And so that was very difficult. I did talk to a few of the men that I wasn't immediately attracted to because I read through their profiles. And but I find that when I talk to them, they were great people. It's just that I gotta be physically attracted as well, right? And so I take care.
See, when you in your 50s, ladies, you can't get the men with the six-pack anymore. I mean, majority of you cannot. You're going to have to lower your standards to meet what you are. You're talking about you're not so attractive. You're not. This is a nice looking woman. She all right for her 50s, but if you take that makeup off, take out that hair like that, she's gonna look like she's 20 years older. Period. So basically, women, you're gonna have to drop what you think are the top-notch needs in your criteria of men to get. Whatever you think those are, you're gonna drop them. When you're in your 50s, you better find who treats you right and shut the hell up. I know you gotta have a little bit of attraction, but you can't get the superstar men no more. It's over. It's out of there. You heard this woman say that the men that wanted her don't want her. These most likely are the men who are progressing up in life, still in shape. So yeah, she gonna have to sit her ass down somewhere, have a coconut smile, and be with a man that best suits her.
Of myself. I'm very physically active. I like to work out, to run. I'm always on the go. I mean, I'm on the same type of go I was on when I was 35 and 36, 37, 38.
And what did that do for you? You heard she said she had the same mentality now. She has the same mentality now that she did when she was 30-something. Now she in her 50s now. That's the problem. You didn't upgrade yourself. You didn't change. If you still got... People are like that too. If you got someone in their 60s, they act like they in their 40s. You got someone in their 40s, they act like they in their 20s. You got someone in their 20s, like they're damn children. And this is what you're seeing right here, a woman who hasn't matured at the right pace of her age in beauty, because her beauty is going down.
Not on the relaxation go where, I'm just going to go to a jazz club or get a lawn chair and listen to some blues. I ain't there. That's just not my thing. I am on the go. And so I'm looking for someone with the same energy level. But the ones that have the same energy level aren't interested in me.
Rejected.
So that's the funny part. And then, there are the men who have been married and they're done. They've been married once, twice, 3 times. They've paid alimony, child support, and they're done with that.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to what she just said. This is your options when you get older, lady, since you want to be a boss diva and then die alone. When you get older, not only will you find younger men who are not going to want you, not only will you find men who are more attractive who are not going to want you, but older men aren't going to want you either. Older men don't tend to want someone their age anyway. They want someone that's younger. But not only that, you're going to find a different sect, a different group of older men who ain't going to want you for a serious relationship. Men who have already went through marriage, men who have already been divorced, men who don't want to risk any more stuff, losing it in a divorce. So you got to start getting married at 20-something. But now you 50, you're going to be on social media crying about you can't find a man. Crazy.
Thinking about their future and their retirement, and they cannot take the chance on losing money like that. So it's either cheaper to keep her or just don't get married. I agree with them. I really do. And so I get it. But that's just one of the reasons why I'm just sort of kind of tired of the pursuit, right? And then, there's so many other reasons, but I think those are most of the reasons. The other thing is that I want someone who's able to accept me right where I am. And when I say where I am, how I look, and not ask me to change my hair or my clothes. I can't do that because I want to trust him and I want him to trust me. And if we can't.
That has nothing to do with trust. See, this is why you seeing why in a subtle way, why she's about herself. I don't want no man to change me. I want a man who's going to keep up with me. I want a man that has the same ambition as me. It's all selfishness. And you can't tell her how to, babe, don't put that on. I don't like how that look. She ain't going to want to hear that. This is why she by herself. You got to read between the lines. This is a selfish woman. She's trying to come across as a victim, but if you listen to it, it's all about her. But she said it in a very sly, subtle way where you got to really be listening to pick up on it.
Can't be on that level of trust, and there's no reason for us to date because it's crazy to go through a relationship not trusting. It's just really bananas. And I don't know why people do that. It's torture. So I just feel, the last reason is because I am not an Instagram model. No. As you can see, I am just your average attractive woman. I'm not beautiful. I'm not, pretty, but I'm attractive. And I think men at almost all ages, except for maybe over 60, are looking for Instagram models. They're looking.
Of course, every man is looking for an attractive woman. That's another way of saying that. That's an insecurity that she's revealing right there. She's not a bad-looking woman, but she knows she has competition. She's not used to that. So when you're in your 20s, you are the competition most times. Now you're in your 50s, you got competition. It's a big difference.
Looking for the BBLs, the tiny waistline. I'm not saying all of them are, but it sure does seem like it. And cool. That's cool. But I think that a lot of us are missing out on some really cool, mentally and emotionally stable people.
And that would be her. Because in her 50s, like I said before, there's no way that good men have not approached her all through her life. She rejected good men. So yeah, she's saying that about herself. There are a lot of good people that she passed up on while she trying to live her hot girl summer back in them days.
Like me.
What?
But no one wants to experience. I think people want to experience whatever it is that's out there. And then they want to say that women are crazy. But then I'm here. And many women like me are out here who are ready to be supportive and understanding and loving. And will go to Timbuktu to make sure you're okay.
We don't care.
But I don't think a lot of people want that. I think they want this beauty on their arm. And they're hoping that that beauty is stable and emotionally stable. Many of them are, but many of them aren't. And good luck with that. So, yeah, I've given up. I'm done. And I'm going to be traveling and I'm going to be doing my thing.
What a surprise.
And I won't be pursuing it anymore.
She belongs to the streets. That's where she at now. But I want you to understand she put herself in that situation. She didn't have to belong to the streets. She didn't have to do that at all. It's her rejecting men, having these high ass demands and criteria for a man that got her by herself. Probably difficult to be around too. Tell me what you think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to you later.